Good morning. This week has been really eventful, and also we begin with something that is very thrilling and exciting. But this time around, this affects our democratic system. Just earlier this week, on Wednesday, protest was held in Abuja with big names like Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, Kwakwanso, and David Mark spreading it. Of course, they are accusing the INEC of working for the ruling Progressive Congress APC to undermine the country's democracy. Now, but when the biggest names actually come out to spearhead the movement, is this really fighting for democracy or a fight for power? So all of this is what we're going to be talking about here, and I have Erica and Williams. Good morning. How are you both doing?
Good morning. It's a wonderful Saturday.
Yeah.
Williams, are you feeling jiggy this morning?
The political crisis or whatever I'm witnessing in Nigeria is just making me just have reflections. And for me, the day is bright.
It's bright and fair.
But your tone says otherwise. I'm not sure that's convincing.
Yeah.
Somehow, talking about the protests, I feel like Nigeria is just going through another phase that the people just need to get it right for us to move beyond where we are. Because the truth is our system is not working.
True.
Our system is not working. The level of development that we should be seeing, being that we have grown to this level in terms of democracy, for me, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. And it goes to tell you that our leaders, they need to sit up. Now, let's look at what is even happening in Abuja. Sometimes these protests are not just, people don't just whip them up from nowhere. Something triggers it for political parties to come together. It's not only ADC that is involved in that process. We have the Labour Party is there.
Yeah. PDP.
The
PDP
is there.
Members of
Yes.
PDP.
So it goes to tell you that, okay, we are dropping party politics to a large extent.
Yes.
And then we are speaking up for what is right.
As individuals.
You can't wake up. Initially, there was a conversation happening between Kwakwanso and the APC about drawing him into APC.
Yeah.
And Kwakwanso, whether we believe it or not, is a strong force. For me, to a large extent, he's stronger than Atiku Abubakar when it comes to politics in the north. Despite the fact that Atiku was a vice president. And Kwakwanso can move from one political party, and the next that political party he moved from will collapse. Now, let me even give you an instance. In Kano, Kwakwanso moved, the governor and some persons had moved to APC. The moment Kwakwanso moved from the old party to ADC, the people who have moved to APC are now defecting to ADC.
Yeah.
It tells you something about how strong he is when it comes to politics. And this is one of the people we saw in that protest. So the moment Kwakwanso moved from his old party to ADC instead of APC, this crisis started. But in the party, internal crisis started in the party.
You see those people there. You see those set of people. I do not trust any one of them. Well, because in past times, when have they ever agreed on something?
And that's why.
So I understand. Sorry to cut you. I understand the fact that yes, INEC is the common enemy right now.
Yes.
Like, so INEC is trying to play a fast one on them, but
yes.
Is it that they are really fighting for the democratic something, or they are fighting for this presidential ticket?
The thing
That's my own.
The thing is this. You see, when people come together for a common cause, I know that most politicians in Nigeria, they don't have ideology. You can stay in APC when it is a PDP that is happening party. You can jump. You can stay like that. They don't have ideology. But then, when people come together, who are supposed political enemies, PDP, ADC, Labour Party,
NNP.
Yes,
NNP,
yes.
Yeah.
They are oppositions.
But not
But they come together.
No, so Ray is not somebody. He
Sowore
doesn't
is
have
not-
that. He
Sowore
doesn't
for
even have
me.
a political acumen. Sowore is just there. When we are talking about politicians, Sowore does not come close. He can pass as an activist, fine, but politician that knows what is doing, that can actually come out and say that how many things or directions has Sowore led the people to since he started
It's
campaigning?
only once I've seen him do a protest. Time like that.
I don't count Sowore
But-
as part of the game, right? But we have numbers here. If we're talking about, just to cite more on what Erica said, that they might not be, I also want to buy from that point of view, that they may not really hold water in this forthcoming election.
Yeah.
Because the people that constitute this said party, they have history. People don't forget. Me as a person now, let's even bring it home. I do not trust an Atiku. I do not trust a Kwakwaso himself. I know in last series I said, oh, Kwakwaso, this, that. I do not trust him as a person. Peter Obi, Anambra, he was the governor of Anambra. Okay. This is presidential. It goes the way that lies on the shoulder of a president is beyond being a governor. A governor, they just allocate money to you. You have other commissioners that can help you and all of that. It leaves that burden. But this is presidential. Right? I personally wouldn't vote Obi. I'm sorry. I do not believe in that coalition nor allegiance. That's my take.
So what I would say is, so had it been that it was this, so you know there are some political activists, that are trying to fight for this Nigeria to get better. If it was, and they are young, obviously.
Yeah.
If they were the ones, like these said people, were actually pushing forward, I'm like, okay, yes, Nigeria, we are getting ahead.
Yes,
but
you
these people are 60 something, 70 something. Let them retire.
I stand somehow at the opposing side in these things that you guys are talking.
How so?
You see, Nigeria is not mature for a young ruler.
Why do you believe so?
Since ages, while I was
What controls politics
we are
in
the
Nigeria?
leaders of tomorrow.
What controls politics in Nigeria? Can you tell me one?
I don't know.
Money. Which young Nigerian? We have the kind of money that is required to run politics in Nigeria. Which young?
But
Can
why
you
must
mention one?
it be money?
You put a
But
caveat to it.
why must it be
Let me
money?
explain why it should be money. Let me explain why it should be money.
You
I
put
like to.
a caveat to it. You would have said, in this system that we practice, a youth might not be able to be, given that opportunity to run because of that clause, money. But
That's what I just said. I'm not talking about what system. What could I have been talking about before? Is the system we are running
right
now. A young person, if he wants to contest, he will first of all have popularity in the north. Two of us.
True.
Do you know how many states that are there? Which young Nigerian has that level of popularity in the north, that is educated, that has the money, has the money to do the lobbying, take it or leave it? You cannot do politics in Nigeria without lobbying at this moment. We have not matured to the point that lobbying is out, that people will look at what you have done.
Yes.
If you go to the north, let's say Maiduguri, and you're presenting a young man that has been doing well in Lagos, and his fame is just within Lagos and maybe Southwest, you think they will vote for him?
So I think what you're saying, it's something that is from the grassroots. It has been happening since. Had it wasn't like that since that time, I don't think that would have been a problem.
And I'm glad that you even mentioned. I'm glad you mentioned grassroots. For every person that wants to venture into politics, they should please ensure that their grassroots is solidified. That's when you have councillor. At least start from councillorship. Start from all the small
that thing works abroad. That thing works abroad.
It works here too.
It can't work here.
I can
if you want to get to politics,
see Orelope, who is one of the party, a person in APC right now, started from the scratch even before you got to House of Rep. Started from the scratch, or even Senate. These are their steps, baby steps. Because when you take baby steps, you'll be able to get...
after taking all the baby steps, that is why we will now have to vote the person as a president when he is now old.
Yes.
Because if you have put in a level of years to grow
How
through
many
this
years
rank
will
that we are talking
William,
about.
Still, so we are still on
You
this,
need time, oh.
we are still
Plenty
on
of
the
time.
2027 election and everything
Yeah.
that's happening.